everyone, Visa's A42 back again with another deck report. So what's going on Kickstarter. Memento playing cards by Valerio Aversa and printed by Legends and I guess fulfilled by them is 67% funded with 19 days to go. It's having a little bit difficulty getting funded, which is a damn shame. It's a really nice looking deck of cards. You pretty much forget the white version at this rate, at the very least. Bicycle US Presidents from Collectible Playing Cards, 93% funded, 30 days to go. It's just a matter of time it's going to fund. Hitting the stretch goal of $60,000 for a gold version, however, is not looking too good at this rate. Bicycle Spirit Playing Cards from playingcards.net, aka Gambler's Warehouse, is well funded, 14 days remain. They have unlocked, added something that's pretty cool. It's a little bit pricey. It's $18 to $20 depending where you live. And it is this 2-deck sleeve box with a silk finish and gold foil. It looks really nice. I'll give them that much. But it seems a little bit pricey for me. But it is really cool. I like it. Bicycle Starlight Black Hole Edition from Collectible Playing Cards is also well funded with 14 days to go. Arcana Playing Cards from Chris Avdienko and Dead on Paper is very well funded with 4 days to go. Over $135,000 and counting. He has added a book that will tell you all about his artwork and what each and every card means, especially if you're getting the Tarot edition, which is great, but again, it gets a little bit pricey with the book. So I'm passing on it. I may add it on later on in the Pledge Manager, whatever he's using it, back with kit. Love Is by Natalia Silver is now 49% funded, 27 days to go. Still has plenty of time, but it is going a bit slow. Saturn Playing Cards by Jose Morales, aka Frankie, is funded with 24 days to go. It is what it is. You got nothing good to say, so I'm not going to say anything. We'll put it that way. King's Playing Cards by David Van Der Beek, of course, not going to fund, 1% funded, 14 days to go. Timeless Tradition Playing Cards by Scott Wilson, 8% funded, 24 days to go. This one, they've only got a couple of images on the project page, sketches, if you will. You can't really tell what the cards are going to look like or what the back design is, so that's not going to help out at all. I mean, the art is not bad. Seems interesting, but we got to see what these things are going to look like before giving our money away, basically. But anyways, it's not going to fund, 8% funded, 24 days to go. Gettysburg Playing Cards by R.J. Tomlinson, The Civil Unrest 2 is funded with 9 days to go. Not sure it's going to hit the stretch goal for a USB-C deck, but should still be good. Unique Designs by Landry Sanders has funded with 67 hours to go. Mardi Gras Playing Cards by Dave Edgerly is also funded with 12 days to go. And they have a stretch goal at $15,000 for a second deck. Which I'll see right here. This is the original one, and this is the stretch goal one. The original, the cursor is, and a stretch goal one, which has a lot darker colors. Looks really nice, both are vibrant and beautiful and colorful, perfect for Mardi Gras. I did like the original one he had displayed, which had purple faces. I thought that would have been awesome, but I guess he's decided to go in a different direction. Maybe it's cheaper to print the same faces and just have two different backs. I don't know. Probably is, but whatever. Still looking forward to it. Hopefully it reaches the stretch goal. Jet Setter Playing Cards by Paul Rucchio, produced by Legends Playing Cards. I will have a review of a prototype either later today or tomorrow. It is 84% funded with 13 days to go. Actually, it should be later today, but we'll see. Time permitting. Anyways, 84% funded, 13 days to go. It will hopefully fund. Hopefully my review puts it over the top. Just for, it'd just be good if it did. Bicycle Sweater Back by Eric Twitty. 7% funded, 22 days to go. It's not going to happen at this rate. I'm pretty sure the creator already knows that. He already was feeling that a week ago. It's just a really big goal for a really simple deck, basically. Gag Order Playing Cards by Dave Boyd. My neighbor is annoying me. He keeps slamming car doors. It's like, shut up. I don't know why he keeps opening and slamming doors, but anyways, Gag Order Playing Cards by Dave Boyd. This is a relaunch. The original project was not going to fund. I mentioned that weeks ago. He relaunched. He canceled it on Monday, relaunched it. With this one, much smaller goal, only 250 decks. A 15-day project. It's 49% funded. Is it going to fund? I don't know. We'll see what happens. This time it's going to be produced by Make Playing Cards instead of Legends Playing Cards. I think that's what they were using before. One or the other. Legends or Expert. Artwork remains the same. Okay, it's a $1,750 goal. They're, and like I said, 49% there. Having a little bit of difficulty. I want to see something. It was Legends Playing Cards, the original one. He had 80 free backers and $1,800 previously. Now he's trying to get $1,750, and so far he's got 37 backers. It looks like he may have lost some backers, because if the backers were still interested, they would have jumped on in. But downgrading to NPC, which even though NPC's quality is going up, it's still considered a downgrade, is going to turn off some backers. So it may hurt him, but we'll see what happens. Still a good chance of funding. Army Playing Cards by Jackson Robinson is well funded, 7 days to go. CXX Playing Cards by Jarek120 is 60% funded, 15 days to go. It's not looking like it's going to make it. Funding has really slowed down quite a bit for him. It's just not a very great deck. It's kind of lackluster. And I know he does not have a good reputation amongst certain people because he does tutorials on people's tricks without permission. Moving along, Interference Playing Cards by James Haney, aka Light Catcher Design. 4% funded, 20 days to go. It's not going to happen. For some reason, he decided it would be a good idea to run not one, but two projects on Kickstarter at the same time. None of them are going to fund. Even if you had just one, it doesn't look like it would make it. The 420 Playing Cards by Son Martins is 33% funded, 29 days to go. Still has time, but it's not looking too good. It's basically come to a stop in funding, which is just because it's a marijuana-themed deck, and apparently it's selling it twice. Different deck, Greenback Edition from Teach by Magic, is well funded. Look at that, almost 1,200%. 3 hours remain. Let's go 1,200%. There's also now a Bicycle branded deck that's been unlocked, which looks pretty good. And everyone who pledges $20 or more will get a random coin toss to potentially get a free deck. So that's a pretty good bonus. Carbon Fiber Playing Cards by Slack Lie is 70% funded, 14 days to go. Still looking for almost $10,000, and it's still not looking good. Icons Imperial Edition is well funded with 13 days to go. That, of course, by United Cards and Lotrick. Then there's this, a project by Chris Nichols. It's a card caddy. It's basically a plastic card case. Because apparently His family destroys their tuck cases or something and have no place to put playing cards in. Go figure. He's got an $8,900 goal. Look at that. He's from Accident, Maryland. Go figure. He has accidents with his playing cards. But anyways, 15% funded, 28 days to go. He's got an $8,900 goal. Do not think he's going to make it. Shoot the Dice, Burn the Cards by Simon Lee. 0% funded, 19 days to go. Not a chance. That one's going to fund. WWBS, What Would Be Say Playing Cards by Datriana D. Meeks. 44% funded, 23 hours to go. It's not going to happen. Joker ADT Playing Cards by Russell Common and TexasPlayingCards.com is 22% funded, 24 days to go. This is a relaunch and it's not looking like it's going to do much better than the previous one. And I think I sold it to you last time, so we won't worry about it. Storytime Playing Cards by Any Space Captain is well funded with 8 days to go. The Blacklight Monster Classic Monster Deck by Robert Wozniak is 14% funded, 18 days to go. It's not going to happen. This is also a relaunch. Severon Playing Cards by James Haney, aka Lightcatcher Design. This is his second deck. It's much better than the first one, but it's only 5% funded with 20 days to go. It's not going to happen. Then we move on to a couple of new decks that we'll look at. The first one is the Leonardo Art Playing Cards by Dante de Leon du Midi. It is 50% funded, 32 days to go. Let's have a look at this. It's Leonardo da Vinci artwork inspired. There's a gold edition and a silver edition. The artwork looks really good, as you can see. I really like it. Especially the gold one. It looks better, more color than this one, but still they look good. The number cards look good. This is the back design. It's not bad. It looks pretty good. It's fitting with the theme. The boxes are okay. I almost don't see any point for having the pips in all four corners. They're just unnecessary, but whatever. It looks good. They do have a stretch goal for USB-C printing of $50,000. Apparently he believes it is that much to print 2 decks with USB-C. I don't believe it's that much. There's also a Platinum Limited Edition stretch goal at $75,000. A book at $30,000. A ring at $40,000. A chocolate coin at $25,000. Because that is ever so collectible. And it's going to last a long time. It's a chocolate. But it's interesting. But I really don't see the point. Like I said, it's not really collectible. And it seems unnecessary. There's all sorts of stuff. Prints. I like it. I think the stretch goal for USB-C printing is ridiculous. I'm not sure who's going to print it if they don't. So we'll see what happens. And right now it's not even half funded, so who knows if it's going to fund. But hopefully it does. It's a pretty good deck. Whoops. Then there's Valentine's cards printed by or by Anna de Dones. 9% funded, 42 days to go. It's not particularly doing very well. Here it is. It's got sexy topless women on the queens. I like that. I'm not going to lie. I like the artwork. On the queens anyways, they're very nice, as you can see. Except for the elf ears. That's a little bit strange. But then, and that looks really nice too. I really like that as well. The Ace of Hearts. It is Valentine's Day themed, obviously. But there's no way it's going to be ready for this year's Valentine's Day. But then you get to the Kings, and this looks like Gandalf, as somebody commented. And it just seems bizarre. And then you get this guy. Must be Cupid. It says he's the love angel, so there must be Cupid. Frozen Heart, love angel. Do you want me? Of course. You are awesome. I like that. You're my heart. Be my Valentine. Certainly. See, it's real. I like it. I don't know if it's going to fund, but it's pretty cool. The artwork is nice. The back design. Here's the back design, basically. It's very simple. I think personally it needs a little something on here. Something, just a little more, because it just looks like there's not much happening. Just a pattern. But I guess it's okay. Moving along. Scopa Oscura, Dark Fiend Italian cards by Roy Rizal and Mandrake cards. 41% funded, 17 hours to go. Not going to happen. Then there's Talons playing cards by Carlos Contreras, who is a kid from YouTube. He's got a channel on YouTube. The back design is pretty nice. A little bit simple, but pretty nice. And the court cards, they're okay. They're not great, but they're okay. There's nothing wrong with them. At least they are completely custom, although all the faces look identical, especially on the queens. And the box is okay as well. The jokers look like the back design, and the ace of spades it's okay. It looks like a pair of something. I'm not going to mention what it looks like, but it looks like a pair of something. But there's no number cards or anything like that, and chances of it funding very slim. It's only 1% funded, 26 days to go. American Originals playing cards, the Montague cards by Montague Collection. 24% funded, 23 days to go. I think I said it before, I'll say it again. He told me that the reason why he relaunched is because he had a lot of backers that wanted him to relaunch. But he only had like 23 backers the first time around anyway. And if he only had like maybe half of those saying to relaunch, even if he had all of them saying to relaunch with a smaller goal, it's still not going to happen. And it's not. Viking Poker cards by Stephen Westman. 14% funded, 37 days to go. Not looking like it's going to happen. Then there's the Hobby Farmer playing cards by Mark Allender, to be printed by USPC. Somehow, I suppose. Oops. It doesn't look like it's going to happen at this rate. Here we go. We got kind of goofy, cartoony gardeners on the court cards. Number cards, I like. They're not bad. Aside from the pips just kind of being all over the place. The back design I have a problem with. It's just a bunch of colored rectangles. Nothing much to it. Nothing to do with farming. A whole lot of blank space in the two corners. And well, on top of that, the court cards are just really cartoony and goofy. They look like those little plastic toys. And it's not going to happen. This is one of those decks, and it's currently 2% funded, 27 days to. This is one of those decks where they should have done an NPC, printed it by Make Playing Cards, NPC, and then if there's enough interest, enough funding, do a stretch goal for USPC printing or some other printing. But instead, they've chosen to come out with the deck with a USPC size goal when they've got a very small potential amount of backers for a deck like this. So I mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again if I have to, but that's my opinion. Should have started smaller. Then there's Islet playing cards by Carla Pruitt. This actually is not bad. Except for one problem. I mean, I like the number cards. The indexes are really big, and they're not even at the corner. They're like towards the middle. The pips are also big and everything. I like the artwork. I like the faces. The backs, I'm not a huge fan on because the backs appear to have 52 different backs. That makes it essentially a marked deck. But apparently she's sold 50 of these or something like that already outside of Kickstarter, so she decided to bring Kickstarter to try and sell even more. But again, it's not very practical. It's completely impractical. Well, it's not very practical for Magic use. Definitely not very good for cards. Certainly not good for poker if somebody will use the backs to cheat. Because it is essentially a marked deck. It's okay for what it is, an art deck, but that's about it. And Scottish influenced playing cards by Pope's products, 4% funded 22 days to go. That's not going to happen. Again, it's the same thing as that other deck we've talked about before. There's only a couple of sketches. We don't really know what these cards, we don't get a feel for what these cards are going to look like. There's no back design. So people aren't going to give them money for something like that. And then there is Kraken cards by Kraken Cards. It's 14% funded 24 days to go. That's not going to happen. And another idiot trying to build a a building for gaming, and it's like, that's not going to happen. This is the second project I've seen. This is the other one here. And it's not going to happen. I don't know why people bother trying to fund money for a building that only serves a community of people on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is for projects for a whole country or the whole world, not a little community. But anyways, there's one more deck I want to talk to you about. It's this one, the Maximum Minimalist deck by Project 319, because it's such a pathetic deck of cards that they're so embarrassed to put their name on it, that they're just using a weird name. It is very well funded, but that's only because it had a $12 goal. That is a $12 goal, in case you did not hear me correctly. This is a deck. I don't even want to show it to you, but this is the back design. And guess what? This is the faces of the cards. They're double-sided blank cards. Oh, here's your poker hand Royal Flush. It's a complete piece of crap joke that should not be on Kickstarter. And by Kickstarter's own rules, should not even be on Kickstarter because it already exists. You cannot sell something on Kickstarter that was made by somebody else. This breaks the rule, and I hope it gets shut down sooner than later. It's just garbage. Let's move on, though. Jackson Robinson teased this, coming soon, legal tender, and then he teased this. Yeah, Canadian money. Woo, I like that. I like it. Finally, he got permission from the Bank of Canada to reproduce a deck of cards, or produce a deck of cards using art found on Canadian banknotes, past and modern. That is freaking awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I'm down with that. I am in. Take my money. Because this is something that we've been asking for since Federal 52 came out, and now it looks like we're going to get it. The Canada 52. Legal tender. Hopefully that's the same thing. But anyways, should be good. And actually it's a good idea that he's using a different name so it doesn't confuse it with the Federal 52. It's a completely new series. Maybe a series, who knows. Then there's this one on Indiegogo, Dust Playing Cards of Life. It's not going to fund. It's 2% funded with 44 days to go. But it actually has some potential. There's some effort put into it. It's not just a Fontaine or a Saturn. As you can see, it actually has some effort. It's not very practical or anything like that. But it's not bad. Let's see if they got anything else interesting to tell you about while I'm here. Gold playing cards, playingcards.org. a 2, another gold foil playing cards. Nothing that is funded or going to fund. Hey, this one, Ed Passant card game. It's actually also on Kickstarter right now. Why some people are attempting to fund a project on both Kickstarter and Indiegogo at the same time, I've seen it a couple of times now. I don't understand. But let's move on from that. Something else I want to say. First of all, Collectible Playing Cards has a couple of new decks to tell you about. They have the Templar decks in gold and brown, or black if you will, and Love Art decks in red and gold. These 4 decks are all from Bokupo Playing Cards, Bokupo Arts. I've done reviews on them if you're interested in finding out more about them. They are a little bit pricey, but they're also not available in any other shop in North America that I know of. So definitely check it out. And remember, use the code VJose32 for 10% off your order. Now, Conjuring Arts has a release as well today. If I can find it. Just bear with me. Here it is. The Zen Pure Playing Cards. Voila. This is the Zen Pure Playing Cards. It's basically the same as the other Zen decks, except they scraped away everything from the back design and just left those faces on there. And they got a different box, obviously. That is the standard one. They're selling them for like $7 each. Then there's this one, a gold foil version. That they call the Pure Zen Pure Gold. That they're selling, I think it's $14.95, $15 each. It's not bad. And again, it's very simple though. And then there's this, yes, another prototype red deck, which also looks pretty good. Right now, while quantities last, you can buy 11 Zen Pure decks, 1 Zen Pure Gold deck, and get a free experimental red Zen Pure deck inside a special luxury Meg brick box, which is pretty good. It's a 12 deck storage system. I think, and here's the box you see right here. I think it's a pretty good deal. And, you know, it's not a bad looking deck. So definitely go check it out. It's $47 in savings. I'm gonna pay that in shipping. And then there's probably gonna be another charge at customs, because there always is with Conjuring Arts. But anyways, that is what I've got. Oops. I will see you next time.